Doing the Boise State Bowl first.
Cotton Bowl, and Las Vegas Bowl, also known as the Mako Bowl. We just
How are some of these companies able to afford to pay for bowl games? I feel like they're not paying that much.
I don't know what the market is, what the value is, what it costs.
It can't be that much because I don't think Mako's doing that much with their $100 paint jobs for cars. And the BBVA, don't know what that is. Anyways, let's talk about this again. I'm sorry.
We actually just got suckered in by the Little Caesars Bowl.
We did.
We said, the $5 hot and ready, and now
we're gonna get that.
We're about to get some $5 hot and readies before the UNH game. So if you ever want to sell us something, get your company's name on a bowl game, because we're gonna see it and buy stuff. That being said, the Mako Las Vegas Bowl, Boise State. I feel like we should have done a sportsmanlike conduct after that Boise State Nevada game, because it was such a one of the I don't know. It's up there. The best game I watched this year. It was game. That was must see TV.
There's been some great games, but
that was unbelievable.
Definitely game of the year.
Oh, what a game! Boy, just when you think,
I mean, everybody Boise State's just walking, to undefeated season again. Just walking to undefeated season again. What happens? They lose. They just.
But it's all. I mean.
And not taking away from
Nevada. To blame.
Yeah, no. Not taking away from Nevada. They played a great game, 4 quarters, and they did what they had to do to win the game. So I'm not going to take it. And they were ranked going into the game, so it's not like they. I mean, not a lot of people really knew who they were, I guess, up until they beat them. But I mean, they were ranked and they were playing good football all year.
Nevada's a good team. Nevada's a very good team.
They didn't come out of the complete darkness. They were. Right. I mean, they were there, and they put it to Boise and they won.
Problem is for Boise State that they lost.
Yeah,
they lost to Nevada, and all their championship hopes were done right there.
The problem with Utah,
poor kicker. Oh my God, that poor kicker.
The problem with Utah in this game is they're playing Boise State,
and they have no momentum. If one team had. It was going in the wrong direction at the end of the season. It is Utah. They did get the 1-point win against BYU in the,
which means what?
The Holy War.
That
means a lot to them.
Yeah, that's true.
That means a lot to them.
But you saw them.
But it's different. BYU's not that good this year.
No.
But you Boise State is.
Yeah, and you saw them. You saw against Notre Dame, and you saw them against TCU in back-to-back games. They were just awful in both of those games. Boise State. After this loss, is going to want blood. It's just going to want blood. There's not a nice way to put it.
Yes. Heads are going to roll in this game, I think.
Boise they'll probably undefeated next year. I mean, this is just, it was just due. They were going to lose one game, and it happened to be. It happened to be.
That was a game that everyone had circled that Boise State could have lost.
And there was a couple of games, and that was one of them.
They lost.
The Virginia Tech game, the Nevada game.
It was such a good game. It was. Oh, man.
Yeah, if you guys didn't watch it, go back and find it because it was a great game. But, Boise State, I don't see Utah being able to put up any kind of points.
Complete romp by Boise State. I see Utah might be able to, maybe, I could see this being like a 52-14. Something like that.
That's big nice, by the way. Mm-hmm. This is definitely the 35 in the confidence, or 34. It's definitely high points in the confidence.
One of the two.
Just Kellen Moore.
I'm not picking this as my 35-point.
Kellen Moore and company for Boise State are going to have a field day against Utah. Mm-hmm. They're going to. I mean, just like they did pretty much every game except the Nevada game, got out to a fast start and just kept putting up points.
Don't let Utah's number 20 ranking fool you either.
Yeah,
because 3 weeks ago they were number 5.
Yeah,
so if that tells you anything about the direction they're
They
going.
completely just straight down. Yeah. It's not like it was a slow decrease.
No one saw it coming. It was suddenly because it was all hype in that TCU-Utah game, and Utah just got destroyed right from the get in that game.
It wasn't even close.
Never recovered.
It wasn't close from the. They got beat on every snap in that game. Every snap they got beat on, and if you get your butt kicked that bad, I mean, against a team that you're supposed to, I mean, it's just.
It definitely is not a good sign.
No, and then Notre Dame, a mediocre team, comes out and holds you to 10 points.
That game wasn't even close either.
It was 35-10, 35-7, 27-3. Is that what it was? So, and Notre Dame's not a team that's going to do that to anybody.
They're not a team that usually blows people out.
And that just goes those two games right there.
This is just not a good situation for Utah to me, in my mind.
I just don't.
So Boise State,
the Mako Bowl champions.
Mako Bowl champions.
I think they all get free card.
You put that right next to your humanitarian bowl championships. They do have 2 Fiesta Bowl championships. So,
right, so
every Boise State student has Tostitos for life. They want it because they do own that.
Yeah.
All right. And that was the next one.
Cotton
Bowl. We somehow skipped over this when we were doing good bowl games.
Yeah. Obviously, it's going to be
we glossed over
great
this
bowl game.
Good game. LSU against Texas A&M.
A revamped Texas A&M team who's been...
They've one of the hotter teams in the season.
Absolutely. They've definitely been on the rise. Mm-hmm. They have a great quarterback. Their defense
is really good.
They started to play like they were shaky at the beginning of the year, and they just been really good during the hot streak.
This is one bowl game that I can actually see being low scoring.
With the LSU defense,
yeah. I think they both of their defenses are playing really well right now.
And LSU's been playing great defense all year, and I think the difference is going to be this is going to be weird to say, but the special teams at LSU, they're to get their offense field position because their offense isn't great at moving the ball, but they can move it at least a little bit and score some points when they need to. They can make some big plays. You saw it against Alabama, and you saw it against Auburn as well. They were able to move the ball and they were able to score points. They weren't able to score enough points to beat either of those teams. Oh, they beat Alabama, didn't they? They beat Alabama at LSU. But I think LSU special teams and just the speed.
They got speed. It's not like all over the...
I think that's going to be able to hold Texas A&M in check, and it's going to be a different
LSU, I think, is going to have the 2 best players in the field, too. Patrick Peterson, obviously being the best player on the field, and Shepard, who's also a big-time playmaker. Between those 2 guys, that's been the X factor for them all year. It's not like Shepard's not a guy you can get the ball to on every play, and it's very hard for them to find ways to get in the ball. But they've managed more often than not this season to put him in a position to hit a couple big game-changing plays every game.
And for what it's worth, the quarterback switching with Jefferson and Lee, isn't that the guy, Jarrett Lee? People have criticized it, but it's worked for him, and you can't say much about it. I'm going for Texas A&M in this game. I don't think they're going to win. I'm going to be rooting for them. Just on the sole reason that they should have lost to Tennessee in that one game at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
With that right there instantly made me a not an LSU fan for the entire year. I don't like Les Miles. I don't know how you're so lucky as a football team. I don't know.
That was brutal for Tennessee, man.
Yeah,
that was brutal.
But
there's been brutal losses.
There's been some soul crushing losses this year. Should we do a soul crush, like top 10 soul crushes of the year?
That's what we do, like the New Year's Day soul crush marathon.
I feel like that's gonna be a great idea.
I'll revisit I'll have to go to the YouTube archives, and then I'll just like once an hour on New Year's Day post Sportsmanlike Conduct the soul crush.
Be good.
Top 10.
But I just
Tennessee,
think,
oh man, LSU. LSU's been the beneficiary of it. So
there was another soul crush recently.
The extra point in the Arizona State game. How about that?
That was it.
There was Boise State.
They blocked it to win the game once, and they blocked it again to win the game. That's just ridiculous. That'll never happen ever again. Yeah. That was just something I couldn't believe. But we were texting each other during the game, and it's like, is this really happening?
Easily Brotzman is soul crush of the year, though.
Yeah,
that's got to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Right up there. Armando Galarraga is still up there. I don't know how you can go against Armando Galarraga. That's one of those 2. They're in the final. They're definite finalists right there.
So Cotton Bowl, we both have LSU, and in the Mako Bowl, we both have Boise State. So we're starting to agree on these lower games. I feel like it's...
Imagine that. We do see some of the same things.
Yeah.